One flag that I haven't found that I found that isn't in the book, maybe it could fall under one or we could add it, is when a woman starts talking about love languages, personality tests, and astrology. My experience with this is women who bring this up are super high maintenance and they have very high opinions of themselves. It's along the lines of the kind of women who talk about the 6 6s. Would be interested to know your feedback. But generally, if I get this on a text or a dating app, I'm out of there. So, how do you deal with those women that are bringing up, oh, I'm a NTFP, or I'm an empath, or my love languages are physical touch, blah blah blah, chick crack, basically.
The correct response to that is, bitch, shut the fuck up. Kidding though, but so like, yeah, the whole, what's your astrology sign, my energy crystals, numerology, fucking whatever, the twin flame, I had somebody draw a picture and you're my perfect match, all that sort of stuff. No, like they're just gullible is what it boils down to. Like people that let that decide what their day looks like, or uses it to dismiss bad behavior, which is another interesting component of women that are so like overly obsessed with all these magical woo-woo crystal energy movement things. It's like, now I obviously have a very strong and a very different opinion, and I lead, and that's just the way things are, but I don't see anything as having greater control over my life than me. There's absolutely no way a horoscope, an energy crystal, a numerology prediction, a tarot card, all bullshit, gay, retarded stuff, in my opinion. So, there's people that put a huge amount of weight in that. The whole love language stuff. I think that's, something we've talked about several times over the years, and it's a myth that's been dispelled that hasn't proven itself in real life, but it's very convenient, right? You get a guy that goes into some Facebook fucking group and it's like, my wife is this, that, and the other thing, and she's doing that and the other thing, and then people pile in and they go, have you figured out her love language, bro? Right? Or what's her horoscope say today, or something like that. And it's like these people get absolutely horrible results because they believe in woo-woo magic having more capability in guiding and leading the relationship than they should. And you're the energy crystal, you're the horoscope, what you say goes, and that's just how it is. And that's how it needs to be. And you're going to have women that are going to try to impose certain things on you because of the alignment of the moons of Endor or some shit like that. It's my opinion that, sure, is it a red flag? I could write an entire book and call it the Little Book of Red Flags and put 100 red flags in there for sure. There's way more than 21. But the whole point of the chapter in the book is to distill it down to the main ones. It's like, look, if you can recognize these 21 and at least memorize them, or as many of them as possible, or look for them, you're going to eliminate or remove the vast majority of potential headaches that you're going to encounter and chaos that you don't want in your life. So yeah, we could keep going and we can write a book with 100 of them. Maybe that's for another day. Maybe Moff will write that book when I retire. I don't know. But yeah, it's my opinion, like that chicks that want woo-woo magic to guide her relationship or have more power over the whatever it is that you're doing together, whether you're dating, whether you're in a relationship, whatever it happens to be, if that's going to trump you, fuck that noise. You should have no time for, it's like, well, the horoscope says this today, or my numerology cards, or my tarot cards, or my coffee bean crystal reading or some shit said that this has to happen on this date. Then you're just in for a shitty relationship. She's going to be running you. You'll be in her frame. She's going to tell you, or her guiding tarot reader is going to tell you how things are going to be. I mean, have fun with that if that's what you want to do. It's my opinion that's a no-go zone.
Yeah, I think, again, it comes back to discernment. Like, I hate to say, like, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Like, more so, like, do you want to have a good time, or do you want to, like, correct this chick on a first date about love languages and Gary shit? Now, what's funny about the love languages is most girls that bring this up that I've ever met, almost none of them have actually read the book. Almost none of them.
Yeah, they do an online survey.
What a marketing genius this guy has become, where he just took this idea like, this sounds good, wrote a book, and then became like a billionaire overnight. But in any case, yeah, like obviously, if there's a girl out there that takes this stuff that seriously, if she's talking about her horoscope, she's talking about planets aligning and crystals and this and that and the other, and that's going to trump any sort of authority or leadership that you would have or do have in the relationship, like that's an easy see you, hit the brakes, I'm out of here. Now, you could take the route of learning a little bit about this stuff, because I say learning in quotes because it's not real, it's woo-woo, it's fake. But there's some of this stuff may have practical application, especially if you're a guy who wants to spin plates or you want to get laid. Like, nothing wrong with that. I mean, PUAs were doing this stuff like card tricks, and they were doing tarot readings, and they would do like the cube exercise where they're like, imagine there's this cube, and imagine there's a ladder on the cube, and then imagine they would do this sort of these gimmicks and these gambits to get these girls' chick crack minds basically spinning, so to speak. So on one hand, it's like, yeah, man, you probably shouldn't take these girls who take this stuff seriously, very seriously, and you probably shouldn't be in a relationship with them. But there's stuff that girls like to talk about that's a little bit woo-woo, and sometimes you just want to be like, oh yeah, that's okay. Like, yeah, you can indulge in that dumb stuff, but at the end of the day, like, my word is the law and I am God, basically. So like, if you want to have a good time with it, just say like, yeah, this chick's hot. She may be crazy, but maybe I can, like, you're such a Sagittarius, the way that you blah, 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 blah. Go for it, man. Like, use it to your advantage. If you want to be like, there's no reason to really be a stick in the mud until it becomes time for a potential serious relationship to happen. Until then, man, like, don't, like, if you're going to be that guy, like, and look, I used to be that guy, and I probably could have got laid a little more than I did because I was like, that's not true, right? It's like, what are you doing? Like, why? Who cares? Like, why are you correcting him? Who gives a shit? Have a good time. But yes, the crazy ones, leave them alone. But I think a lot of girls that subscribe to this kind of stuff, with most things, it's because it's herd mentality and they're doing it because they think they should, or somebody told them, or this and that. But don't fall into don't fall into the trap, like, especially with the love language. Man, she said that quality time and gifts is her best thing, so every Tuesday we sit on the couch and we watch The Bachelorette together. Or she said gift giving, so every day I bring her home flowers. Or she said acts of service, so when she's going out with her girlfriends, getting drunk at the club, I make sure that I clean the house so it's nice and ready for her when she gets back. It's like, don't be that guy, man. Been there. Don't ever be there again.
There's certain things that do exist, just so I don't cut off too much of it. Like, attachment styles are real. There are, there's introverts, there's extroverts, obviously. The fucking, I can't remember the test is INTJ, whatever. It's like, whatever, that stuff is reasonably accurate. Like, it's going to tell you what sort of a personality that you generally have. MBTI, I think, is the other one, or something like that. Yeah. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here, where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.